city of Philly, where the birds take flight. Eagle swag on the rise each and every night. Tone and Markus got the scoop ready to ignite. From the lanes of South Street to the Broad Street lights. Dashing like a running back, hitting every play. Blind guys in the zone, never led astray. Talking touchdowns, talking game day. Huddle around the mic, hear what they gotta say. Fly like an eagle soaring in the sky. Tone and Markus always standing by. Bringing their heat, call it do or die. Philly squad, hear the battle cry. Fly like an eagle soaring in the sky. Tone and Markus always standing by. Bringing their heat, call it do or die. Philly squad, hear the battle cry.
There it is. What's good, Tone?
My brother, as always. Yes, sir, man. Yes, sir. I'm excited to be here, man, with you as always. You know the vibes is always right when I get with you, my guy.
Yeah, some interesting stuff that happened. And I don't feel as bad as I did last week, but still frustrated, especially after those performances that I saw. And I was like, everybody get a turn, bro. Everybody get a turn.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, big dog. Listen, the way I see it, I don't care how many yards you could throw for. I don't care how far you could throw the ball. I don't care if you're named Uncle Rico and you could throw the football over the mountains. I don't care about none of that stuff. The question is and will always be, did you win or did you lose, Daddy? Hey, what did Saquon Barkley's daughter say to him?
Are we gonna win now?
the day she found out he was gonna be a Philadelphia Eagle, what did she say to him?
Oh, are we gonna win now?
Are we gonna? Hey, Daddy, are we gonna start winning? Are we gonna start winning? All he can do is laugh.
Winning is not a quarterback stat. Ain't that what they told us?
Hey, that's what they want us to believe. That's what they want us to believe. They want
Ain't that
you to
what
believe
Big Q asked on the radio? What is Jalen Hurts' best talent, and you can't say winning?
Like, I can. He said, you know what he said? He said, describe Jalen Hurts' attributes without using winning. Describe his best attributes without winning, without the word winning. And I was flabbergasted. And that was you took me back. That was a tweet I actually responded to. That was a tweet I actually had some strong words for. Now you got me wanting to search my old tweets, man, because literally
I was watching that live when he said it on the air. And I was like, I wouldn't expect that from Big Hugh, but hey, everybody got their own opinion on it. But I'm like, hey, this is a prime example. Everything you saw this weekend is a prime example of why I say the long ball is overrated. Now everybody want to be a game manager because game managers can win big games. You don't need the big plays. You know, you saw what happened to Caleb Williams. Caleb Williams got a dose of Lamar Jackson disease. He played well, and then his receiver ran the wrong route, gave up on the route. And it's like all of that for nothing, man. And it's like, oh, I said it time and time again, Tone. People do not appreciate how supremely difficult it is to get to, let alone win a Super Bowl. They don't get it.
They don't. But it's okay, though.
Talk about trash. Go ahead.
They don't get it, but it's okay. It's quite frankly okay because at the end of the day, when it's all said and done, the results are the results. At the end of the day, the results are the results. And, you know, there's so much that I want to touch on, but since we're here already, right, let's not pussyfoot around, right? We all know how this past weekend ended when it came to the NFL playoffs, right? We all know what ended up happening. One of the biggest matchups of the weekend, probably the most entertaining game of the weekend, Bills Broncos.
Yeah.
And they was going blow for blow, man. It was a highly competitive game. Broncos got out to a big lead, 20-10 going into halftime. Bills made it compelling. And they ended up going into overtime, man.
Yep.
Game tied 30-30. And lo and behold, Josh Allen did
Josh Allen
things.
Josh Allen.
Josh Allen. I mean,
so now he done got his he got his offensive coordinator fired. He got Ken Dorsey fired, and he got Sean McDermott fired for the same reason.
And here's
the same exact reason. When Ken Dorsey got fired, I was like, wait a minute. Ken Dorsey ain't tell him to throw 3 interceptions in a game. That wasn't Ken Dorsey's fault.
Bro. And look, right, we can debate whether or not it was a catch or not. We could debate it all day long.
They shouldn't have been in that position.
My instinct tells me you got to maintain possession through the entire process. Because in my opinion, that he caught that ball and it was all what they caught it together. Well, he caught it, brought it in. It was all one movement. One guy got it with the ball, one guy didn't.
Yeah.
In situations where both guys go for the ball, the receiver has it, but he's still holding on to it no matter what. You see the DB trying to snatch it, but
I didn't think he had it. If I'm not mistaken, one angle they showed when he catches that ball is bouncing between his hands and his chest.
Yes, and he cradles it. And then the DB still has his hands in there.
So I didn't think that he had it. And interestingly enough, when I want to say 2 years ago, when I was watching the XFL, I believe this is the year. This may have been the year Kevontae Turpin was the MVP of the XFL.
Mm.
But there was a play exactly like that. That was a touchdown. And they ruled it a pick. And I remember them talking about how they would do in the XFL, because the one thing the XFL did right was the XFL was experimenting for the NFL when it comes to the rules and all of that type of stuff. And what they did was, I don't know if you ever watched it, but the XFL, they had Dean Blandino. They would show you the whole process of how they review plays. They would go actually in the official booth, and they would show you all the TV screens. They would show you the guys scrubbing the video back, and they would actually explain why they came to the decision that they came to. Whether or not Dean Blandino agreed with it or not, he would say, I don't agree with it, but this is why they came to this decision. And I was like, that is phenomenal. Because now I understand why they did it. I don't agree with it, but I understand why they did it. And there was a game that exact play happened. And they ruled it a touchdown. I thought it was a pick. And what they ended up saying was that the way they ruled it, it was a 50-50 ball. Both players had their hands on it. But when they went to the ground, the umpire called it a touchdown. And
if he would have called it the other way,
it would have went the other way.
Exactly.
Yes.
Exactly. Because here's the thing,
Blandino said, you got to go with the ref's call. And he literally said that. He said if he would have called it a pick, it would have stayed. He said because there's no video evidence that can turn it otherwise, regardless of what the call is. There's not enough video evidence to turn it, to overturn it. And I was like, that's the best explanation I've heard. The NFL won't do that, though.
But that's why it's so important to what they end up calling it when it happens.
Yes.
That's why it's so important. We see fumbles all the time, and, perfect example. Remember the Saquon Barkley fumble against the Jags where nobody touched him? Actually, somebody did touch him. He tripped over a defender, and he went down, but he was already flat on the ground.
Right.
The ball came out, and they ruled it a fumble still. Now, I think we all agree that he was down.
He was down, yeah.
But they called it a fumble and let the play out.
Yep.
And by their estimation, there wasn't enough evidence to make it go the other way. Now, whether you agree or disagree with that, and I strongly disagree with it, the point is they called it what they called it
on the field.
And usually, whatever way they call it, there's never enough evidence to make it go the other way. So when I think about that catch or lack thereof, I'm looking at it from the perspective of I've seen that play out before, but the only difference is I've actually seen receivers hold on to the ball.
Yeah.
And you see the DB with his hands on it, and guess what? In situations like that, you know what they're going to do? They're going to always rule in favor of the receiver.
Yep.
Typically, they rule in favor of the receiver in that situation. So for the ref to see it play out the way it played. And look, it was all one motion. It wasn't like they was on the ground fighting for it. They both went up.
It was still in the air.
They rolled, and one guy came up with it, and one guy did.
And when everybody keeps showing that screenshot of the dude's chin on the ground, in my opinion, he did not have complete control of the ball when they took that still shot. And you can't do that because I think they got it right, in my opinion. I thought they got it right.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I totally understand why Buffalo Bills fans would be miffed about that. Because if it would have happened to us, we would be saying the same thing.
Listen, of course. If it happens to anybody on the receiver end of that call,
on the bad end of that call,
you're gonna always feel how you feel about it, right? So I'm not gonna act like I'm above the emotion, but it didn't happen to me.
But guess what? It didn't have shit to do with that fumble, that horrible fumble that he had,
or the other interception in the game.
No,
he had 4 turnovers in that game. He would have had 5, but they recovered one of them.
Yep.
So look, let's be honest about this, right? Let's just not even because Josh Allen has probably the best PR team I've ever seen in my life.
Man, the glazing of Josh Allen. Y'all better stop.
I've never seen a PR. He's not even paying the NFL. He's not even paying ESPN. He's not even paying Sports Illustrated. He's not paying none of these publications. I've never seen a PR run like this ever in my life.
But at least now they calling him out for it. They're not calling him out, but I've seen enough hot takes this morning calling that out. Calling out ESPN, calling out Mike Greenberg, all of them people that just be Josh Allen glazing.
So listen, all it takes is to go to your press conference and cry a little bit, and you'll get the people. That's all it takes.
Yeah, because now people saying, "Oh, he was crying in his press conference, but at least he took ownership of it." What?
At least he took ownership of it. What are we talking about?
So I got to give you credit for tying your shoes now.
Hey, listen, Jalen Hurts. Listen, man. You lost that Super Bowl against the Chiefs. You know what I mean? You fumbled the ball and you were balling out, man.
You'll never make it back.
Hey, listen.
You had a good run.
At least you took ownership of it, though. Jalen, I wish Jalen Hurts would get that kind of energy. And look, this isn't about comparing talent at this point. Forget the talent. Forget the talent. This is about how the game is being covered now. This is about how this is about how guys are being treated. I don't care what you say about Jalen Hurts. He's decorated in this league. I don't care how you feel about him. He's decorated in this league.
The minute Jalen Hurts made it to the Super Bowl, anybody that was a detractor of even drafting a quarterback like Jalen Hurts is immediately wrong. And then to go back in 2 years and do it and actually win it and do it again against the best in the business.
Keep cooking.
Any detractor is immediately wrong. That is why you sign somebody like Aaron Rodgers. That's why you try to sign somebody like Max Crosby or whoever. You trying to get that last piece of the puzzle that can take your team over the top.
That's why
give you a shot to make the big show.
That's why the Buccaneers went out and gave Tom Brady all that money.
And it paid off.
Made due on it.
And it paid off.
Made due on it. Like Jalen Hurts, and again, this is even just Jalen Hurts talk. This is about how Lamar Jackson's treated.
Yep. This
is about how other quarterbacks are treated in this league in comparison to this man, Josh Allen and Justin Herbert. He's a part of it too.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And for the first time today, I heard somebody on the air publicly say, I think it was one of the dudes on the radio, that said, you knew that Josh Allen shouldn't have won that MVP when Lamar Jackson had better numbers than he did.
It was no comp.
It was no contest. No contest. But they gave it to him anyways. They gave it to him.
There's 2 quarterbacks in this league that fell forward, and I'm sure there's more. But
failed forward. I like that.
There's 2 quarterbacks in this league that fell forward: Josh Allen and Justin Herbert.
I'll put Lamar in there.
Well, I'm talking about. Well, I feel like Lamar Jackson still gets ripped by people.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Lamar Jackson gets ripped for experiencing the same lows as Josh Allen, whereas though Josh Allen gets praised for those same lows.
And technically, Justin Herbert shouldn't even be in the conversation.
And the only reason I'm putting him in that conversation because
they let him off the hook.
Because they continue to let him off the hook.
Yep.
Let me make sure I got this absolutely correct. I don't want to speak out of school here. I don't want to speak out of turn. I want to make sure I'm being as accurate as I possibly can be. If I'm not mistaken,
Ray, I would take Joe Burrow off that list.
Listen to this. If I'm not mistaken, Justin Herbert and the Los Angeles Chargers only registered 3 points in the wild card game. Please correct me if I'm wrong. Justin Herbert and that Chargers offense only generated 3 points in the playoff game. 3 points. And they told me, hold on. And I want to make sure I'm going to make sure I am cooking with fish grease right now. I want to make sure that listen, this ain't olive oil. This is peanut oil, baby. This is peanut oil. We in the Chinese store. 4 wings fried hard, salt, pepper, ketchup, and hot sauce. We cooking right now. I want to make sure you understand where I'm coming from.
Fat, bro. Get all the cholesterol in this one.
I want to make sure that I am not speaking out of turn here because I do my research, I do the science, and I just want to make sure. Where is it at? Jalen Hurts versus the field. I have this. I have it here. All right. Justin Herbert. In his career, he's as far as play callers go and offensive minds. He's had Shane Steichen in 2020. He had Joe Lombardi in 2021 and 2022. He had Kellen Moore in 2023. He had Greg Roman and Jim Harbaugh in 2024 and so on. And so that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 offensive minds. Greg Roman and Jim Harbaugh are like a package deal because Greg Roman came with Harbaugh. But let's just say Harbaugh. That's the big name. They brought him in there to unlock Justin Herbert, right? You mean to tell me it's everybody's fault but his? They said Jim Harbaugh was going to be the one to take them to the next level. I don't want to hear that he didn't have Joe Alt. I don't want to hear he didn't have Rashawn Slater. I don't want to hear none of that. I don't want to hear none of it because at the end of the day, he's supposed to be your guy.
He's supposed to be the guy.
He's supposed to be your guy with a D. That's how they talk. That's how they talk. And 3 points.
3 points.
Jim Harbaugh don't deserve that. 3 points.
Hey Ray, the only reason I said that about Joey Burrow is number one, I'm a Cincinnati boy, so I'm biased. But number two, I wouldn't put Joey Burrow in there because he did make it to a Super Bowl.
At least he been the one.
But his thing was he been hurt. Josh Allen ain't really been hurt. Justin Herbert ain't really been hurt. Lamar Jackson really didn't get hurt till this year. But you're talking about Justin and you're talking about Josh.
I'm talking about guys.
If you want to throw in Trevor Lawrence, if you want to throw in Jared Goff, what's their excuse?
Well, you want to make it even more hilarious? Jalen Hurts won the Super Bowl with the coordinator that Justin Herbert got fired.
Correct.
Ain't that something? Like, they love saying, well, these guys need help. These guys need this, need that. Hold on, wait. Y'all talk all the time about how these guys are this and Jalen Hurts is that. And y'all disregard Jalen Hurts for having the support he has, but y'all want to provide guys that y'all want to put on that pedestal and say they need help. I'm not understanding the scales here. I'm not a Libra.
I'll do you one better.
The scales.
I'll do you one better. Didn't they say last year the only reason Jalen Hurts went to the Super Bowl is because Saquon Barkley carried him?
That's what they
said. Who was one of the best running backs in the league this year? What team did he play for?
Oh, I'm glad you went there. You cooking, bro.
Cooking. I see what you did there.
The Bills had. Oh, that was by accident. That was by accident. That was by accident. Just Josh Allen had the number one rush offense in football.
In football, what's
Now,
the
it wasn't
problem?
Cooks didn't have a 2,000-yard season, but he was by far the most dominant running back in football this year.
Yes,
By
agreed,
far.
without question.
You may have your own flavor of running back you like. You can't argue with his production. He was averaging I think he averaged over 5 yards a carry this season.
Yeah, he was balling this year.
He was going crazy. Now he ran out of gas in the last couple of weeks. And that's the difference. So the bottom line is, though, Josh Allen had one of the best offensive lines this year. They was actually playing very well, especially in the run game. He had one of the best offensive line this year. They had a spectacular year running the ball. And they had one of the better pass defenses, and they tightened up on their run defense.
Yes,
they got better. Not saying they were the top, but they got better. And you're supposed to have the best quarterback in the league in Josh.
You're supposed
Allen.
to.
You're supposed to have the best quarterback in the league. But they want to talk about what he don't got. Y'all so quick to do that. And he had more turnovers in one game than Jalen Hurts has had in his playoff career. As a matter of fact, to make sure I got this right here, because I think accuracy is very, very important when you're talking about this stuff, Marcus. I mean, you cannot take it for granted. Accuracy is so important when you're talking about this stuff, because I'm looking at Josh Allen's game log here, and I'm seeing.
And by the way, you were right. James Cook was number 2 in the league for yards per carry at 5.2, just behind Devon A-Chain.
Bro, Josh Allen, 4 turnovers. 4 turnovers in a playoff game.
In a playoff
game. He goes to the podium and starts crying a bit, and now I feel bad for that guy.
Josh Allen and CJ Stroud need to get together and go bowling.
I feel bad for that guy. Is that the league we running?
I don't know.
Is that the league we're playing where we feeling bad for guys now?
I don't know the eye you talking about. It must be them dudes on ESPN, because I was like, hey.
You want to know who I feel bad for? I feel bad for Bo Nix.
Facts.
That's who I feel bad for. That's who we should really be talking about.
Facts.
I feel bad for Bo Nix.
And let me be honest. I hated rooting for Bo Nix because I hate Sean Payton. I never liked Sean Payton after that whole situation with how it went down with Russ. And I'm not even a Russ fan, but I was like, you ain't gonna do no black quarterback like that and just think it's okay. F Sean Payton. But Bo Nix was balling.
He outplayed Josh Allen.
He
on the biggest stage.
Josh Allen. Period.
Outplayed him.
Period.
Stop
and then
it.
he
Come
breaks
on,
his ankle on like the third to last play. I saw the play that he did it, and I was like, damn. I was like,
bring up Brian Monroe. Bring this comment up here. Brian Monroe, 54. Bring this up. He said, to be fair, Josh, and I'm reading it like that on purpose, Brian. Thank you for supporting the show. He said, to be fair, Josh Allen has no wideouts. Just his best player on offense was a running back.
Nah, oh my no excuses, bro. No excuses.
Oh my God.
No excuses.
To be fair,
you did not worry about not having any wideouts when he was throwing for 3 touchdowns in the game, and he was the MVP of the game, and he was player of the week. And when all of that kind of stuff, wasn't nobody worried about the receivers he didn't have.
Exactly.
He had the best running back in football, and he had enough to win that game, but he gave the ball away.
And he arguably
in the paragraph.
And he arguably has the best tight end duo in the league. In Dawson Knox and Dalton Kincaid. That tight end duo is top 5, top 3 easily. Easily. But even
had more than enough.
But even before that, they had Stephon
Before
Diggs.
When he had Diggs, absolutely. Absolutely right.
And by the way, I'm not letting them off the hook for this. And by the way, Brandon Cooks was having a good year for them. Let's not say he ain't had nobody. I'm not gonna let y'all disrespect Brandon Cooks. I'm not gonna let y'all do that. Brandon Cooks has put in time in this league. We're not gonna do that. I'm not gonna let y'all disrespect Brandon Cooks.
Tone, that's something we talk about all the time. People get caught up in the names. People get caught up in the analytics and the stats but they don't watch the games. They don't watch the games. Numbers don't lie, but they do deceive. So you already know. You already know.
Like I'm not gonna let them. Brandon Cooks caught some clutch passes for them in the back end of the season. He only started 2 games for them.
Right.
He had 11 targets, 5 catches. His numbers aren't gaudy at all. And his last 1,000-yard season was in 2021. But he's kind of been a journeyman the past few years, right? He was like I'm not gonna let y'all disrespect Brandon Cooks now. And then on top of that, I'm holding them accountable. You drafted Keon Coleman. You drafted him. You drafted him in the top of the 2nd round to be your number 1.
And not for nothing, Keon Coleman had a good game.
As a matter of fact, Keon Coleman only had 3 targets, 1 catch, 10 yards. He was non-existent in that game.
Yeah.
But my point is, though, because Keon Coleman had a good wild card round, But the bottom line is, they say that Josh Allen is the one who raises your ceiling.
He's the tide that raises all boats.
I think not.
Guess what?
I think not.
He hit
and
that
again,
in the playoffs.
4 turnovers is unacceptable. And I think it's important to understand what those turnovers led to. We can't just let them off the hook here. Let's call it how we see it. Now, James Cook fumbled first.
Yes.
James Cook's fumble turned into a touchdown for the Broncos. Then Josh Allen fumbled. 1 play, 4 yards, fumble. That turns into a field goal for the Broncos. So basically what happened was, let's keep it a buck now. Buffalo was up 7-3. Cooks fumbles, Broncos score. Now you're down 10-7, Buffalo. Then you kick a field goal. Now you tied 10-10. Okay, all right. Maybe you can make up for it. Then Broncos drive. Broncos up 10-17 now, scoring a touchdown. Josh Allen, now the pressure's on you. Pressure's on now. You're down 17-10. Going into halftime. Can you come up with something? No. What happens? He fumbles. They get a field goal, 3 points. So now you're down 20-10. You're in the hole now.
Right.
You're in the hole because of 2 turnovers. One from your star running back, one from your star quarterback. Your two best players failed you on the offense in the first round. Turned the ball over twice. Back-to-back fumbles. Let's continue. First drive of the game for Buffalo. Matter of fact, you want to know what Buffalo's last 3 plays were? Fumble, 0-yard run, fumble. All going to the Broncos. And what happens? And what happens after Josh Allen fumbles? Broncos get another field goal. So now, because of Josh Allen's 2 fumbles, and I'm not even talking about James Cook right now.
Yeah, and that was the one right before halftime, right?
So he fumbled right before halftime and fumbled right after.
Yep.
So we're talking back-to-back moments where the ball was in his hands, back-to-back plays. That's what's so scary about it, right? Because when he fumbled in the second quarter right before halftime, it was only 1 play. He ran 4 yards, he fumbled. So that's one touch by him.
And then put him back in the field goal range and gave him 3 points before the half.
Exactly. And then Broncos kick the ball off the Buffalo. James Cook runs, no yards. So that's play number 2. Then play number 3 comes, Josh Allen sacked, strip sack, fumble. So the 2 times he touched the ball, right before halftime and right after halftime, back-to-back touches, fumbles for loss, led to 6 total points. How much did they lose by? 3. They lost by 3 points. But here's the thing, right? You know, Buffalo's drives and scores a touchdown. All right, you're down 17-23. You're still in it.
Yep.
The game's not over. You're still in it. And then on top of that, Bo Nix throws an interception. You get the opportunity to take the lead. What does Josh Allen do? A play for -4 yards and then an interception.
Coughed it up again.
So you mean to tell me when it comes to Josh Allen at the end of the second quarter, or I'm sorry, in the second quarter and going into the third quarter, 3 of his 4 possessions were turnovers?
Imagine that. Say that
3
again.
of his 4 possessions were turnovers. I'm not letting him off the hook.
You can't.
How can I do that in good faith? Bro, you want to talk about being fair?
You can't.
Jalen Hurts fumbled the ball 1 time in the Super Bowl. It led to a touchdown. And what did he do since then? Bang, bang, bang. Touchdown, touchdown, score, score. The defense couldn't get the stops. He made up his difference.
Right.
He made good on his mistake. I can't sit here and keep rubbing their back and giving them a warm glass of milk and saying it's gonna be okay, baby. I can't do that no more. I can't.
Man, who drinks warm milk anyways? That's nasty.
I can't. So
Every excuse in the world, man.
So I don't feel bad for Josh Allen. I don't feel bad at all. I don't dislike Josh Allen. I just hate the glazing. I just hate That's
the
what
glazing.
I'm saying. Because I actually like watching him play.
It's too obvious.
That's the core thing about it.
They just got rid of the coach that helped him get all of that success. And there's no guarantee that his replacement is going to get him back to that same spot. You are never going to have an opportunity like this again when all your contemporaries are out. The only person you had to worry about was Sam Darnold.
This was his best shot.
Best shot?
Because you know what? You want to know why? Patrick Mahomes is going to come back with a vengeance.
Yep.
And Lamar Jackson is going to be healthier next year. Now, granted, Lamar Jackson has an uphill battle as well. New coach.
The biggest threat right now, and I'm looking at it strictly at like this. The biggest threat right now is Jalen Hurts and Patrick Mahomes, but more so Patrick Mahomes because Eric Bieniemy is back in town, and he is going to be on the mission. Now, the one caveat with Patrick Mahomes is I'm still thinking that that Kelsey is going to retire, so you got to replace that production. You have to. But we're going to be in the same boat if AJ walks. We're going to be in the same boat. So we might be looking at Chicago. We might be looking at Denver again. I don't know. Denver got an opportunity to pull a Nick Foles. I don't know how good Stedham is, but we're gonna learn today.
Let's be honest, man. It's going to be Patriots, Rams in the Super Bowl.
Yeah, and if it is, I'm pulling for the Patriots.
But here's the thing, right? I'm glad you brought up the AJ Brown thing because we're gonna, let's get to the Eagles talk, right? And we're going to talk about the coordinator stuff because I think that's like the big news. But the AJ Brown trade talk it's growing legs. It's growing legs. And I don't quite know how I feel about it. And this is why I like talking to you because it I can work out the kinks that was going on in my brain right now. AJ Brown's production is undeniable. His production is undeniable. But at the same time, what the fuck was that?
I gotta do stuff for my grandson now, man. He like bubbles, man. So I bought a bubble gun. So no, that's for my grandson Roman, man.
Oh man.
Got to do stuff to keep people guessing, man. Keep people tuned in. Hey, what the hell is Coach doing now? But anyways, I'm sorry.
So, all right, let's try to get back on track.
Okay, back to AJ.
I'm a little torn about this AJ Brown trade thing because I'm an AJ Brown guy.
Yes,
I'm an AJ Brown guy, and I believe the Eagles, from a talent perspective, are better with him than without him.
I agree.
I firmly believe that. I don't think that's a debate. But there's something to be said about the notion of addition by subtraction. And I don't know. Again, I don't know if he falls in that category because, again, part of me, I'm an AJ Brown guy, and I know it seems like I'm dancing, y'all. But listen, I'm a hell of a partner, so stick with me. Did it look like AJ lost a step, like a tick? I'm talking a tick. It's because him and Hurts were not connecting on those balls like they normally do, and it always seemed like they were a hair apart.
That's
all year long.
That's fair. However, because I saw somebody put it in the chat, and I disagree with it 100%. Let me find it. It was somebody that said AJ is a cancer in the locker room, and I was like,
"Now that I'm not buying." Now no. that is when the narrative, that is when the conversation goes to another realm that I will not endorse whatsoever. Hurts. I mean, not Jalen Hurts. AJ Brown is not a cancer in the locker room, and people just say things without knowing what the words actually entail.
Yeah, because and let me say it like this: having been in the locker room, knowing how that dynamic works. If he was the cancer in the locker room, because I've experienced it, we've seen what that is with the whole TO thing. Mm-hmm. Shout out to Chris 3K if he in the room, because we talked about that the other day. Yeah. We've seen what that looks like. We've seen when there's a literal schism in the locker room, us against them in the locker room. I've been a part of that. It's not good, and it is very, very difficult to hide. And in this social media era, you cannot hide that, because even the reporters the beat reporters that are in the locker room every week, they don't even say that. They don't say there's a problem with AJ in the locker room. Nobody's ever said that.
And that would have came out, by the way.
Correct. Even especially, and that kind of gets me into, why are all of these stories coming out about the trade rumors? How come they didn't come out with and say something like that when he was doing all the cryptic tweeting that everybody was mad about? He said the passing game was, but how come all of these stories coming out now when, okay, you didn't know that then? Or did somebody just spill the beans after the season was over? That doesn't make sense to me. But in any case, he's not a cancer in the locker room, in my opinion. And also, I think whether he stays or goes is directly going to be determined by who we get as an offensive coordinator. Because I think his ultimate issue was with Kevin Patullo, and by proxy, Nick Sirianni. Because if you got a problem on your job and you dealing with one person, that one person is getting on your nerves, and everybody knows it's an issue with that one person. And then by proxy, you mad at the person that hired him, or you mad at the person that referred him. Why you refer them to this damn?
Or you mad at the person who refuses to pour that man in the office and say, "Yo, exactly, he not doing what he's supposed to be doing."
You just gonna let this keep happening, and we got to keep cleaning up this mess. So, I think his issue was with Kevin Patullo, and with the whole situation that happened with not Nick Sirianni, but when he had the meeting with Jeffrey Lurie. Jeffrey Lurie was like, "We got to get you to calm this down, stop with the tweets and everything." AJ ain't had no problem with that. Because in my opinion, AJ's looking at Nick Sirianni like, I shouldn't even be at this point. I shouldn't be bitching about, getting 1 and 2 targets a game. This should never happen.
And and another thing, everything that he's ever said, because it's always been about football. It's always been about football. Let's make that very clear. It's always been about football. Everything he's ever said, ask yourself, was he lying?
Not one time.
Or did he end up being wrong?
And we talked about that. We've talked about that a lot. He ain't never lied.
Because when you say cancer, E. Holmes, when you say cancer, like we gotta understand what cancer is. Cancer is damn near terminal.
I'm trying to think of what was the last situation that I can think of where there was a cancer in the locker room. And the only thing I can think of is maybe Antonio Brown in Tampa.
That is a cancer.
I'm trying to think of somebody else. It doesn't happen often. Because you could say Antonio Brown in Tampa Bay and Antonio Brown in Pittsburgh.
Yeah. Yeah. That is a cancer.
You
got guys who
it's hard to think of.
That's what I'm saying. Like when you got guys who go out their way, Cooper DeJean, Quinyon Mitchell, Devontae Smith, Saquon Barkley, Jalen Hurts. You got guys on this team who have nothing but positive things said about AJ Brown. I mean, when Quinyon and Coop made the Pro Bowl, made the All Pro, AJ Brown was one of the only guys, one of the first guys to congratulate him on social media. Like,
yeah,
you know, like.
And by the way,
the guys go out their way and say, "Yo, AJ just such a real dude, such a cool dude. Like he's just such a real dude."
And here's what cannot be refuted, and there's no rebuttal for this. Your teammates vote on captains. You don't vote a cancer as a captain. Full stop. You do not do that. So if he was a cancer, like everybody wants to say he is, because it's juicy on social and
it sounds good. It sounds good.
WIP and all of that kind of stuff. If he was the cancer, the team would not vote him captain. Do I need to say that again? The team votes for the captain, not the coaches. The team votes for that. And if you're not jiving with your team, you are not going to do that. I don't care who you are, and I don't care what you do. So somebody had to speak up. He wasn't lying. And I think the situation was Kevin Patullo.
I agree. And that's why I look at the situation and I say to myself, you cannot overlook what bad coaching does to a team. Like, I know people like this. I know the players, at the end of the day, they play the game. They play the game at the end of the day. I get it. But
no, Brian, no, he didn't. What he said was,
see, people add spice to stuff.
Exactly.
Like again, people just
say he wasn't happy winning the Super Bowl. He said the journey was not as satisfying as he thought it would be. It's the
no. He said the destination. Yeah, he said the destination wasn't. It's like anything in life. You chase something all your life, you get there. It's like, damn, I thought it would mean more to me.
But it's
really the journey.
It's the journey. He didn't say he wasn't happy.
And that's what I'm saying. People just
say that again, but louder, Tiff.
People just take stuff and they say what they think sounds clever, sounds witty, sounds good, instead of just keeping the buck. I don't like the guy. Period. Don't make it about nothing else.
Well, what you just say,
you know what? I don't like him. And I can respect that more.
Take the back half of it, Tone. People want to say what they think. Period. They want to say what they think. Period. People have a bad habit, and I'm saying this from experience. I'm saying this for having been in conversations when I'm out in the workforce. This is after I played pro ball and all of that kind of stuff. And then eventually, because I don't tell people I played with the Eagles, or I don't tell people I played pro ball. Eventually it comes out. Somebody figures it out.
Right.
And then I get those questions. And those questions are usually somebody inserting their current lifestyle on what they would do if they were somebody else in a different situation. And I try to tell people all the time, you cannot do that. You can't put how you living right now to somebody that's making $18 million a year. It doesn't work. Don't tell me you would save all your money, because if you did make $10 million a year, you wouldn't be driving that same Honda Accord. Stop playing with me. The way you think is different. The way you act is different. The way you move is different when you got those type of resources. So you can't compare and contrast, because if you've never been there, you don't understand what you're talking about.
And to your point, And to your point, I'm not investing in people who care more about the destination than the journey. I don't want those people because those are the people you got to watch out for, who care more about where you're going instead of how you got there.
Correct. And Jalen Hurts basically said the same thing.
Those are the people you got to watch out for in life.
Remember when they asked him, was he gonna wear his ring? What did he say? He gonna keep it in this nice box and put it on the mantle.
He said maybe one day I reflect on it, but right now I'm still focused on the journey. Job's not done.
Back to work.
And that's the thing. AJ Brown and Jalen Hurts actually have similar mindsets when it comes to the game.
Absolutely.
But
everybody want to forget that because they mad at tweets.
Their mindsets are actually quite identical. Now how their emotions materialize is very different because they're two different people and they have two different sets of experiences, right? Jalen Hurts, 2-parent household, both his parents are educators, came from a football coach, right? Was coached under his dad. Very different experience. AJ Brown, single-parent household. If I'm not mistaken, I don't want to speak out of turn, but if I'm not mistaken, doesn't have the greatest relationship with his dad or his mom, because he spoke about his relationship with his mom last off season. That's when AJ was going on his tour, and he was having like open discussions with the people in the city and the area,
right.
And he was just being very vulnerable. It was when he was talking about he doesn't really think he has many friends at all. And he was just being vulnerable about his mental health journey and just where he is emotionally and spiritually. And he spoke openly about how he was speaking about how he didn't really have the best relationship with his mother. So all I'm trying to say is, right, guys who approach the game with a similar mindset, two different experiences that mold them into the men they are. And the reality is, I'm not judging AJ Brown for his experiences. I'm not judging AJ Brown whatsoever. I respect AJ Brown unequivocally. I respect Jalen Hurts unequivocally. But it's clear when people got their picks. They got their picks. And both of these guys approach the game with the same mindset. But one guy you like because he's manageable or he plays by your so-called rules. And one guy you don't like because he doesn't play by your so-called rules. And the reality is, just say you don't like him. Don't make it about nothing else extra. Say, You know what? I don't like that guy. And I can respect that approach more than you trying to make it something that it ain't.
I'll give you a good example. I'm gonna switch it up a little bit, and I'm gonna go to my WNBA knowledge. I am not a fan of Diana Taurasi. Diana Taurasi is one of the legends in the WNBA. But me personally, I think she's a dirty player, and I don't like her. That does not mean that girl was not a baller when she was on the court. And I'm saying that to say two things can be true at the same time. You cannot like a player and still respect their talent.
And respect what they provide and what they provided and what they've afforded you.
Correct. How many people, I saw this today. How many people were, well, let's just say it like this. How many people out there are probably Denver Broncos fans? I work with one of them. Mm-hmm. Young lady on my job, she's a huge Broncos fan. Congratulations to her.
Why you share that? Bring up that comment by UX Flex.
Right. Flex. And then also, if you are Broncos fans, are you a fan of like Bill Romanowski and how dirty he was?
Hell no.
You see what I'm saying? Two things can be true at the same time. To your point, Tone, you don't have to like AJ. You can not like his tweets, but you also have to be real. If you worried about tweets and then you see somebody like Rasheed, or you see what's going on with Diggs and the court case he got upcoming, and you got all of these other things, and you saw Deshaun Watson and all of that type of stuff, and we gonna be mad at tweets, and we gonna be mad at tweets that was telling the truth.
You see,
low hanging fruit.
That, and also people allow these national outlets to convince them that all problems are equal and all problems are playing on the same playing field. They're not. You see, they talk about all this stuff on television, and the way they say it and the way they spice it up, they make it seem like AJ Brown's tweets matter just as much as Deshaun Watson or matter just as much as a guy who's fighting his coach or fighting guys in the locker room, or they talk about it with this fervor that makes you think that, oh, this must be just as bad as this. When in reality, when you really boil it down, we're talking about, because they love to compare him to this guy, we're talking about a guy who forced his way out of a city and was doing push-ups and sit-ups in the driveway versus A.J. Brown, who just sent a couple tweets you may not like and is holding the offense accountable, who just won you a Super Bowl.
Go back and look in the I forget when it was. And I'm sure they've mentioned it more than once. I know Hugh Douglas has. I know Ike Reese has mentioned it before. But when they talk about them years, the T.O. years, and at that era with the Eagles, when they had some fights in the locker room, like put hands on folks. So, number one, you can't act like it doesn't happen. Number two, everybody lives in this rose-colored or emerald-colored glasses, if you Eagles fans. Like, everything that happens inside the locker room is going to be all buddy-buddy and just great. And it's like, I don't know how to impress upon people enough that the locker room is a family, it's a familial dynamic. It's family. You do not like everybody in your family. Don't mean you don't love them. You got people that can't stand their sister, but let that sister call. Let that brother call. Need something. You squash all of that in a minute if you got to throw down, because that's family. That is the same dynamic in the locker room. Even if you Jalen Phillips, a stranger in the new locker room, immediately, as soon as you step foot in there, everybody in that locker room is on your side, regardless of what you did somewhere else, regardless of what you did in Miami or any other place. C.J. Gardner-Johnson was a great example of that. C.J. Gardner-Johnson talks more shit than anybody. But the minute he steps in that locker room, it's all about green. Now, when he leaves and he want to talk shit on you and get mad and all that kind of stuff, he ain't in the locker room no more. But he understands how that works. He totally understands that. So people that think A.J. Brown is a cancer or that the problem lies with his relationship with the other players, they don't pay attention or they just don't know. So having said all of that, that is why I believe that A.J. Brown's future will be determined by who we get as an offensive coordinator. Because I would think that whoever we do hire, that should be the second conversation that person has. The first conversation needs to be with Jalen Hurts. The second conversation needs to be with A.J. Brown. And the question should simply be, this is what I do. This is how I do it. Do you want to be a part of this? It's that simple. If you don't, ain't no love lost. Howie, do what you do best.
Yeah, it's so funny. I've been hearing people, especially what's her name? I know you mentioned Diana Taurasi earlier. I'm gonna give you a different. I'm gonna give you a different Ursini. Let's talk Diana Rossini real quick, because I
just listened to that before we got on there,
because she implied and she said that, yeah, I don't think this Eagles job is as attractive as people as people make it seem, and the reasons they always give are so pussy to me.
Yeah.
I don't mean no disrespect, but the reasons that people always give to why the job in Philadelphia is not desirable is so pussy to me. A city like Philadelphia, the microscope you're under, the expectations. Oh, I'm sorry if we are a city and an organization that puts winning at the forefront and puts your feelings in the back seat. Oh, I'm sorry if you think this is just some bubblegum show where we're just going to be giving out lollipops and shit for showing up. No, I hate when people do that and try to make it seem like Philly is not the city you want to win in. There's no better city to win in than Philadelphia, baby.
Right.
There's no better city to win in. We show you that. When we win, we go up. And we immortalize our people. when you win. I'm tired of people acting like Philly is a job that's not attractive or trying to make. That's what makes me feel like that it's something else going on here. Who's paying you? Who are you connected to? I'm trying to understand the angle people have, because Philadelphia is an organization. The offense has weapons. You have a GM that's going to always put personnel building and team building at the forefront. Always gonna give you something. Always gonna give you toys to play with. And guess what? Christmas ain't always the same every year. But guess what? God damn it, I got damn everything I needed and wanted. So when you come to Philly and you got Howie Roseman as your GM and Jeffrey Lurie as your ownership, who leads your ownership group, and you got the type of guys in the building who hold each other accountable, a la Jalen Hurts. When you got guys in the building like that,
we still a destination.
Why? When you come to Philly, you either leave with a head coaching job or you get paid. And if you don't do your job, you get your ass fired. Like any other job. Like any other job. You do right by us, we get you paid. You do right by us, you become a head coach. Ask Shane Steichen. Ask Jonathan Gannon. Ask them. Ask about us. Ask Kellen Moore. Ask about us.
Isn't it funny? Isn't it funny? The big hire is John Harbaugh, right? CEO coach. CEO coach that ain't been to the Super Bowl. Now everybody's talking about what's your boy's name? The head coach for Indiana. CEO coach, don't call the plays. Now all of a sudden it's in vogue. But when Sirianni became the CEO coach, he caught flack for that too. It's us. It goes back to no one likes us, we don't care. How many damn tush pushes did we see over the weekend? By the same teams that voted to ban it. The hell out of here.
That's what I'm saying. I'm so glad things turned out the way it did, if I'm being honest, because it really exposed a lot.
It exposed a hell of a lot, bro.
And, Jalen Hurts, Jason Kelce said something on WIP, I think, the past couple of days. He said, Jalen Hurts is the kind of guy that wants to, in so many words, I'm paraphrasing, but Jalen Hurts is the kind of guy that he wants a coach that's going to come in there and have demands.
Yeah.
Have expectations. Not somebody that's just happy to be there. That was Kevin Patullo. Just happy to be here. Oh, my God. Oh, greatest job on earth. I'm just happy to be here. No. Jason Kelce said it. You want to get the best out of Jalen Hurts? Hire a coach that wants to get the best out of him.
Exactly.
That's the kind of coach Jalen Hurts needs. He don't need somebody buddy. He don't need somebody holding his hand. He don't need somebody pat him on the back saying, hey, good job, son. Nah. He wants somebody that's always thirsty.
Right.
He wants somebody that's always hungry. He wants somebody that's always walking through life like it's a famine, like it's a drought.
Right now, my two top candidates right now would be Dayball and Frank Reich.
Yeah, I know they were looking at what was it? Jim Bob Cooter? Is that his name?
Jim Bob Cooter, Frank Kafka.
Mike Kafka, yeah.
Mike Kafka, yeah. Who else?
So look, here's some names, right? I'm looking at Brian Daboll. For some reason I'm not jacking the Mike McDaniel thing. I think that's fool's gold. Not that he doesn't know football, but it's something about
I don't. Because he knows his shit.
No, I know he does.
But
I'm not saying he doesn't, but can he?
I think the respect factor is the problem.
Yes. And that's big for Jalen Hurts. That's big. That's a big part of this.
If McDaniels knocked it out of the park, it's no problem. But when the struggles come, I'm looking at Dayball, I'm looking at Frank Reich, maybe Robinson. But I agree with the sentiment that a lot of people have said. You're looking for somebody that's a little bit older, that's a little bit more of a hard-nosed coach. Now,
Yes.
I don't think Frank Reich is a quote unquote hard-nosed coach, but I think Frank Reich can get a lot out of Jalen Hurts. I think Dayball would be a better fit because of, he's a good coach. They got a history back at Bama.
Mm-hmm.
And but heck, even Dayball doesn't have a stellar track record as an offensive coordinator.
He's the one who developed Josh Allen, got him to that level.
Yeah, but what else?
I mean, he was in New York. I mean, they didn't give him enough. What did he? I mean, he overachieved in New York. They made it to the playoffs, won a playoff game.
Yeah. But if you look,
he actually had Jackson Dart trending up. Jackson Dart just couldn't stay on the field.
Man, and that's another. We'll get into that later.
And they try to blame Dayball for that.
How the hell did Jackson Dart become a unique quarterback?
There's nothing unique about him
because Jim Harbaugh is there.
He's never. Listen, you want? Oh my God, we better have.
Where did that come from?
Listen, there's nothing remotely special or unique about Jackson Dart. You want to know what it is? And I hate to even go here. The moment you see a white boy with some swagger, all of a sudden he's unique. Let's keep it a buck.
I wasn't even thinking on that level, but
let's keep it real.
Right.
I know I know this is sports, but sports we're in the people business at the end of the day. There are men and women pulling these strings.
Because they said the same thing about Baker Mayfield.
There are men and women doing this isn't just zeros and ones. This isn't just a democracy. There are people running these organizations. There are people writing these stories. There are people playing these games. There are people coaching these teams. And the reality is, people want to try to remove cultural and ethnic and racial, the racial impact on industries, but it will always be baked in because we're talking about people with biases, people with picks. And the reality is, there's nothing remotely special about Jackson Dart. He's a white boy with swagger that can move his hips. Stop. I don't mean, I don't want to serious us out, but that's it. Baker Mayfield, same thing. There's nothing unique about Baker Mayfield. He's a white boy with swagger.
And the funny part is, you know who said it? Tiki Barber.
What, Tiki Barber said that?
Yeah. Tiki Barber was interviewing Jim Harbaugh, and he said, he mentioned Jackson Dart being a unique quarterback. And I was like, when did this happen?
He works for the organization. I can't even. He's a lifer.
When did this happen?
He's a lifer.
The kid had a decent rookie year. He to your point, he's got some skills, and I didn't think about it like that, but like I said, you 100% right.
He could play. He can play. But he made plays, but what happens when the league catches up to you?
Because they was catching up to him. He's not unique. He got some running ability. If he's unique, Brock Purdy is unique.
That's what I'm saying.
I just thought that was funny.
No, it's just the truth.
Guess what? If Jim Harbaugh can't win with Lamar Jackson,
what make you think that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying, right? I'm not saying now John Harbaugh is the kind of guy that you bring in to completely shift your culture, right? He's going to bring another level of accountability to that organization, I'm sure. But they still got to find the players. They still got to develop. They still got to execute. You still got to make sure Jackson Dart is the guy.
Right.
And as far as I'm concerned, he's done nothing to prove he's the guy to me. All he did was have a decent rookie season. What did he do more than Shedeur Sanders?
Be in New York.
That's it. He didn't do nothing special this season. He had some good wins, but it happens. Guys get good wins in the league. So I'm sorry.
Maurice, what's the breaking news, Maurice? Are you just BSing?
My bar is just higher, Marcus. My bar is higher. I keep seeing that. And I keep saying McDaniel to the Chargers, but I haven't seen it anywhere. I keep saying that, but I haven't seen it pop up anywhere yet.
Oh, McDaniel signed with the Chargers?
I keep saying that, but I'm not seeing it anywhere.
Check for
all I saw was that he withdrew his name from the Browns search.
On the Browns. Let me see what Ian is talking about. The rap sheet. Ian Rappaport, a new OC for Justin Herbert. Great spot for Mike McDaniel and his family.
Is that like confirmed, or is he just like implying that hey, that's a movie that should happen? I'm trying to.
Nah, he's confirming.
Okay.
The Chargers plan. Tom Pelissero said the Chargers plan to hire Mike McDaniel as their offensive coordinator per sources. Ian Rappaport is co-signing Tom Pelissero's report, and it makes sense. Great spot for Mike McDaniel and his family, with the added bonus of his wife being from California. So that might have something to do with it.
Okay, that's fine.
Oh, so that's another one off the table. So now Bieniemy's gone, Stefanski's gone, Petzing is gone, David Blau is gone, Mike McDaniels is gone. So that puts the heat on the Eagles. Like, listen, man, go ahead and write that check for Dayball.
It's gonna be Dayball.
That's
what I think. I think it's gonna be Dayball. I think because Dayball is supposed to be coming to Philly. I think he has an interview this week.
Because I want Brian Dayball to be able to go up to New York twice a year and bust Harbaugh's ass. That's
Dayball,
what I want.
Let me make sure I got this right here. Dayball is supposed to be meeting with the Eagles this week. Says here, report Brian Dayball to interview for Eagles offensive coordinator vacancy. Ruben Frank wrote this article January 18th. Today's the 20th. So that's likely going to happen this week. If not, it probably happened today. Who knows? But I think the Philadelphia Eagles make their decision before Friday.
I hope so. I hope you're right.
I think the Eagles make their decision before Friday.
I hope you're right, because I don't want this to go into next week. Because if we go into next week, that means we scrambling.
And guess what?
Nobody want to work here.
People also said, "Oh, Kellen Moore, what? Oh, Kellen Moore. He's the Cowboys killing Moore. Justin Herbert's killing Moore." Then he came in here and did what he did with this team. So sometimes you get what you need. Sometimes you get what you need, not what you want.
Yeah, facts.
And I also want somebody who's motivated. I want somebody motivated. Brian Dayball, he gets hired in Philadelphia, he'll be motivated. Trust me. And he's a fiery coach too.
Dayball was with the Eagles today.
And he's a fiery guy too. He got that same energy, a similar energy. Let me say, him and Nick Sirianni are both fiery guys. Guys that are passionate and guys that have expectation. So, like when I look at the way Nick Sirianni operates on the sideline and how he's not afraid to Nick Sirianni not afraid to get with guys. We've seen it. So that's how I know it's not Nick Sirianni that's holding somebody's hand. It's Kevin Patullo. It was Kevin Patullo who was pussyfooting around it.
The only issue I got with Sirianni is Sirianni's supposed to be an offensive guy. So if you're an offensive guy and you see that's what's going on, and you don't, that's the other thing. I can't say that he didn't step in because everybody was in them offensive meetings. Sirianni, Patullo, Jalen, Leffler, everybody was in the meetings.
That's a good point.
And the way it works is collectively, they sitting there watching film, and collectively they saying, okay, this will work, this will work, this will work. But where it comes is the coordinators are the ones that got to think on their feet. They the ones that got to coordinate with whatever they seeing up in the booth, and then sit it down and sitting there looking at the tablet and all that kind of stuff. They got to be able to decipher that information on the run, and sometimes it's a little bit harder than people think because you got to, it's a chess match. And we kept getting our ass busted in that chess match. So I look at it from the situation of if somebody's coming in, and again, this is my mind's eye, I'm I'm bringing them in the film room and I'm showing them that last game against San Francisco. And I'm asking that last drive, what would you do different? What would you dial up? You know what they running. You know what defense they in. You know the tendencies they've been showing all game. What would you have dialed up? Those are the kind of questions I want. I would go to every bad game we had, every bad second half, bad first half, and I would just pick a series, a 3-and-out series, and it was like, okay, what would you do different here? What would you dial up? Bring it out of your playbook. Because I have no problem with Sirianni's offense. I got a problem with we don't know, or Patullo could not figure out what to run next. At least that's what the optics were. Because the defense kept damn near calling out our plays and getting the handoff before we gave it to the damn running back. So I would be very interested to see, hell, just like Dayball said he got in the fight with Shador because Shador didn't know the install. Well, guess what? Now you got to learn your own install. What would you do in this situation? How would you use A.J. Brown? How would you throw across the middle? Those are the questions that I won't answer. But again, shout out to my man Chris 3K. We're not going to really find out what we got until, week 6 or 7 next year.
Exactly. That's the
So we'll see.
Yeah, man. It's like I said it today. The grass isn't always greener.
The grass might be greener on the other side, but it's still got to be mowed.
Like everybody think there's always better out there, and that's where a lot of some of these other organizations get it wrong. They think it's always better out there. Sometimes it pays to weather the storm. Sometimes it pays to weather the storm.
Yeah.
And I think the Eagles are in a terrific position going forward. I trust this organization. Period.
This is when Howie is at his best.
I trust this organization. Point blank, period. And I don't see how anybody could be in this live chat and not.
I trust Howie Roseman because I know he's gonna do the right thing. KC hired Eric Bieniemy, so but Panda, Jim Bob Cooter or Zach Robinson, it doesn't matter. You cannot. People take that into consideration. What they did before. A lot of people like we were saying didn't really like Kellen Moore because he played for because he was a coach for the Cowboys. But he also was responsible for Dak Prescott's best year as a pro. And guess what? We got the best out of Saquon Barkley. Now, are you going to put all of that on Kellen Moore? Nah, not as much. I put more of that on Jeff Stoutland than anything else. So it all depends on where you are. Sometimes a change in environment is the best for all parties.
You're right about that. We've gotten the best out of A.J. Brown. We've gotten the best out of Jalen Hurts. We've gotten the best out of Saquon Barkley. We've gotten the best out of Devontae Smith, Dallas Goedert. We've gotten the best out of we've gotten the best out of Zack Baun when the Saints gave up on him.
Yep.
You feel what I'm saying? We've gotten the best out of CJ GJ.
Yep.
We've gotten the best out of Darius Slay. You feel me? We've gotten the best out of Oren Burks.
Yep. Oren Burks, Ndamukong Suh.
A sleeper. We've gotten the best.
We can go back to Ndamukong Suh and Linval Joseph.
Exactly. And
immediate impacts when they got here. We should have won a Super Bowl that year, but we didn't get the best out of Josh Gannon. You know
what sucks too? And this is how I know perspective be so warped sometimes, man. And we can start to close out the show in a little bit. Look, the reality is this is an organization that has always put winning at the forefront. You cannot.
The new organization.
Well, the Jeffrey Lurie organization.
The Jeff Lurie era. I played for Norman Brayman, bro.
I'm only 31 years old, big dog. So I
played under Brayman, bro. So trust me.
When I talk about the Eagles, I'm talking Jeffrey Lurie, and it ends there.
I don't think I don't think a lot of people can really appreciate and or understand how good of a job Jeffrey Lurie has done with this franchise. I just don't. If you wasn't around for them lean years, you're not gonna get it. That's one for us OGs. And me having played for Kotite and having played, hell, most of y'all might not even know who Kotite is. Let's keep it a buck. So, y'all don't understand them lean years, them pop rings, and all the ridicule we used to catch, because we used to catch it. And hell, my rookie year in '93, that was the year we were supposed to do something. And then Randall tore his knee in the 4th game of the season up at the Jets when Eric Allen had that incredible pick 6 and gave the ball to Randall coming out the tunnel. That was supposed to be, we supposed to have a really good year that year. And then it was good until it wasn't. Our defense was still balling, but we just didn't, just like this team this year, the offense just couldn't get it together once Randall went down. But it wasn't our main quarterback. That wasn't our problem this year. So, anybody can come in and have a change of scenery and figure out, all they got to do is figure out where our weaknesses are, what our warts are. And I think anybody, you don't have to be a offensive genius. We didn't need an offensive genius this year. We needed just somebody that was just showed a little bit of creativity and could change up the play calling just a bit. And for some reason, we just didn't get that. We just didn't get that. So, I'm looking forward to whoever they're going to hire, because it'll be a change in the scenery. Hopefully, it'll be somebody a little bit older, and we'll be ready to rock and roll. And I hope they can talk AJ in the stand for a little bit longer.
I'm glad you said it. I'm glad that was your word, because I saw somebody tweet and say, "Don't waste this." It was a picture of Jalen Hurts, AJ Brown, Devontae Smith, Saquon, Barkley, and Dallas Goedert. It was posted fairly recently. I mean, in the past couple months. Well, it was well. Just listen to me real quick. Just repeat this. Just peep the perspective I'm trying to give. They said, "Don't waste this." And this was happening during the heat of the KP up and down stuff. They said, "Don't waste this." This group that they're talking about, don't waste.
It's not wasted. We already got a chip.
We're talking about the Lombardi Trophy, Super Bowl champions. You got a Super Bowl MVP in there. You got all pros in there. You got Pro Bowls in there. You got consecutive 1,000-yard seasons. You got a 1,000-yard wide receiver duo. You got the all-time franchise record in touchdowns for the tight end position. You have a Burt Bell Award winner in Jalen Hurts. I mean, like you got the all-time leading rusher for a single season in Philadelphia Eagles history. You got an offensive player of the year, the first one the Eagles had in God knows how long. Waste what? Waste what?
But understand our journey and be happy with it.
If you ask me, they've already made do on the deal.
Yeah. Look at Pittsburgh.
Repeats,
and they got a Hall of Fame quarterback. Did they make it to the Super Bowl? Nope.
Repeats are so hard. If it was easy, everybody would do it.
If it was easy, everybody would do it.
Repeats are near impossible in football. That's why there's only been 2 franchises that have ever done it in this century: the Patriots and the Chiefs. Repeats are difficult. Saints came close. I'm sorry, not Saints. Seahawks came close.
Yeah.
It's not easy to do. So the Eagles were already facing an uphill battle this year. Forget losing guys in the offseason. Forget new coaches. Forget health and forget all that. You're fighting up against history. That's probably one of the biggest tides you can go up against. It's not easy to do.
No, it's not.
But don't waste this. Waste what? They did it. They did it.
That's what people forget, man.
They did it. Now, that doesn't mean they can't do it again. That doesn't mean they shouldn't try to do it again. But it's all about perspective and knowing what you're saying when you're talking. I feel like some people just talk sometimes and they're not really paying attention to the words they're using.
And the NFL is a results-based business. And it is a what have you done for me lately business. However, that does not mean you cannot acknowledge what we just did in 2017 and 2 years ago in Super Bowl 57. You can't acknowledge that. We are still in our window, in my opinion. This is when Howie works his magic. We got to get our offensive line straight. We got to find a tight end that can block. And the rest, he'll figure it out because he's never not done that. But it's okay if we want to change and still be comfortable with the fact that we just won a championship 2 seasons ago. So we're not out of the woods yet. We still in the driver's seat for the most part. Because I know everybody talks about your Super Bowl window is open or closed or closing, whatever the situation is. Everybody's Super Bowl window is closing. It don't just stay open forever. But I still think we will have a good enough chance as any to get back to this game. Yes, we blew a prime opportunity this year. Because everybody would have been coming to us, and the way our defense was playing, we were off the charts. All the offense had to do was be decent, and we couldn't even do that. So everybody relax. Hopefully the news will come down. We'll get breaking news tomorrow or Thursday, and then we can be done with it, and then everybody can bitch, moan, and complain about who it is that we hired.
Yeah, man.
So
it's just that simple. Marcus, I couldn't have. I have no more words, big dog. You nailed it.
Let's hit these super chats, bro, and be up out of here.
Let's get these super chats and we out of there, man. Shout out to Kataya's mom as well. Gifted 5 Pro Fan Talk memberships. Shout out to Kataya. We appreciate you.
Yeah.
All right, we got Private Funky. Let's see here. Let's not forget Stephon Diggs wanted out of Buffalo, an elite wide receiver. If AJ gets traded, there could be some. If AJ gets traded, there could be the same thing happening. I mean, look, you're right, Private McClunky. Look, the bottom line is Stephon Diggs. Josh Allen has Stephon Diggs and still couldn't get it done. He hasn't been. Listen, he hasn't made it beyond the division round since Stephon Diggs left.
Facts.
He made it to AFC Championship with Stephon Diggs. Hasn't made it back there since losing Stephon Diggs. And then guess what? You know what's so crazy? Deep down in my heart of hearts, I actually know he needs more help on offense. I do know that. But guess what? Because y'all like to criticize and crucify Jalen Hurts for actually having a competent GM and competent playmakers around him and actually making do on the opportunity with said roster, and y'all want to act like Josh Allen is God, I'm not going to give him a break. I'm not going to give him grace. I'm not. The point is, pay the guy. Well, this is the order of events. Scout the guy, draft the guy, develop the guy, build around the guy, pay the guy, win with the guy. Jalen Hurts has checked all 6 of the crucial boxes when it comes to getting drafted in the NFL at the quarterback position.
Yes, he has.
Checked all 6 of the crucial boxes. Scout the guy, draft the guy, develop the guy, build around the guy, pay the guy, win with the guy. That's all that needs to be done.
Yep.
That's how you know you've done your job as a GM. It don't matter where you drafted him in. Jalen Hurts is a 2nd-round pick. Please stop it. Stop it. Everything else he does is a plus. They told me you couldn't even win with him. They told me you can never build your franchise around him. Made it to 2 Super Bowls, won 1. And he's already playing with house money.
He already playing with house money.
Kiss my ass.
If we trade AJ, a new OC means nothing. I wouldn't say that, but I understand the sentiment.
Yeah, I understand what you mean.
That's a big piece of the puzzle that's gone.
Exactly. He's trying to show AJ's value, and I respect that.
And as much as I love Devontae Smith, he's going to have issues if he's the focus. If he's the focus, if they always double teaming him, he might have some issues. So I'm not saying, I'm just saying. Panda, thank you for the $4.99 super chat. I don't believe AJ lost a step. In my opinion, he was just going through the motions because of the offense routes he was running, mainly the league high and hitch routes. Yeah. But when you step on that field, I have prerequisites for you.
Exactly. And the last thing I need you to is go through the motions. The last thing I need.
Like I was saying before, I'm an AJ Brown fan. That does not mean I can't criticize his game. So it is what it is. He still hasn't spoken to the media. I wish that's something that he would do, because the longer that he doesn't speak, the more people make shit up. So, and if you never say nothing, that means you're giving them the floor. You're giving them carte blanche to write and say whatever they want to say. So I hope he comes out and says something, be it cryptic or not. People think AJ is a bad, at least he ain't on the Rashid Rice. Yeah, agreed. And like, listen, man, AJ get a turn. Everybody get a turn to have a bad game. Unfortunately, his came at the most opportune, important time for us. So you deal with it. Mike McDaniels is a Charger. Thank you, Justin. Linda Washington. I believe AJ will be the story for local media this offseason. They need drama to discuss, just like last season, Eagles getting Miles Garrett. That sounds funny now, but you're 100% correct. You're 100% correct. Our fan base is claimed as the worst because we hold our team accountable. We're not hand-holding anyone. Folks got to step up or step aside. Amen.
Bingo.
Amen to that. That was the Chargers news. Thank you, Tiff.
Shout out to Tiff.
More McDaniels. More to breaking news. Dayball coach Jalen, Devontae, Saquon, Dickerson. If they keep everybody, these days that's a big if.
All four of those guys are under contract, so I thought they're going somewhere.
Yep.
New money too.
Could the AJ Brown situation affect how they proceed in the NFL in the draft, this year's draft? Yes.
I mean,
absolutely.
Of course. If they trade him, they're getting wide receiver in the first round.
I don't think Howie's gonna do that. When's the last wide receiver we drafted that high?
Devontae Smith. You asked.
No, you're right, and I'm trying to think.
Now, before that, that's a different conversation.
Right. So you're talking about one receiver in how many years?
I'm with you.
I would think that he would go offensive line first, unless we have the pick and there is a prospect that is just blowing everybody away, because he's good for taking the best available talent.
That part, and that's him. That's him. And how we and this is a team that knows how to develop offensive linemen. Second round, third round, fourth, don't matter. They can develop you. So, but we'll see though, because I think they have some questions they need to answer on that offensive line. They have some questions to answer when it comes to that secondary as well. And I think they got to answer tight end too.
Tight end's a big problem,
or tight end as well, not tight end too. Tight end as well.
Tight end is a big problem for us right now.
Big problem. You have no tight ends under contract. None. 24 birds.
Respect.
Shout out to you, big dog. 24 birds. Appreciate you.
Reports that Buffalo could trade for AJ. Anybody can trade for AJ. It all depends on what they have, what we want, and Howie's willingness to do a deal.
What Buffalo got? What Buffalo got?
We gonna say to Quinyon Coleman?
Since they ain't got nothing. What Buffalo gonna give us since they say he ain't got nothing over there? They ain't got nothing. What they gonna give us? They ain't got nothing, remember? That's what they tell us.
Not a damn thing. So would y'all bring Becton back? Absolutely. In a heartbeat.
Here's my thing about that, right? Spinning the block doesn't always serve you well. And I know he's battled things this year. He's still a young player though, or relatively young. But Becton's what, 26? Make sure I got that right. Mekhi Becton is 26. He's 26.
26? When's he turn 27?
He turns 27 April 18th.
Okay, because I look at stuff like that. I look at it
going forward, right?
At the calendar, yeah. So he'll be a little bit older by the time the season roll around. So that's how I look at it. So
yeah,
but yeah, I would bring him back. I would bring Becton back.
I like Becton. He played well under Jeff Stoutland. His health though, his health is just his health, man. He's been, how many games did he play this year? He's supposedly it says here he played in 15 games this year, started in 14. He was in and out of the lineup though throughout the season though.
Yeah.
I mean, he played 15 games for these past 3 years have been his most healthy seasons. In 2023, 16 games played, 16 starts. 2024 with the Eagles, 15 games played, 15 starts. 2025 with the Chargers, 15 games played, 14 starts. I mean, this has technically been his most healthy stretch in his career.
Well, we're going to find out next year because we're going to have this whole same conversation again when the camp starts, and we kind of rinse and repeat on the season, and we're going to have the same expectations. We're going to be looking at a new offensive coordinator saying, what can he do? And we're going to be pissed off about something. You'll be pissed off about something. So it is what it is.
I know that's right, man.
So in the meantime, I will continue to watch these playoffs. I will continue to watch up to the Super Bowl. And while I am watching the Super Bowl, I'm going to say to myself, must be nice. We were just there the other day.
Yeah, things don't always go your way, Maurice Steele says, if AJ goes, what do you guys think about Tyreek Hill? Nope, I'm good. I am all the way good.
We don't like divas. Remember? Why you want the diva?
That's what I'm saying, yo. People just be talking, bro. Shout out to Maurice for the super chat, though. I appreciate you, man.
We just said we don't want divas. And you talk about he the main diva now.
And guess what? Maurice may not be a guy who's calling AJ a diva. He may just be saying, hey, if AJ does go, would you guys go after Tyreek Hill? Right? That's probably what he's saying. Maybe Maurice isn't a guy who believes AJ's a diva. Let me give him a break now. Maybe he's not a guy who believes that. Maybe he's just saying, well, if AJ does go, do we go get another big name? And my thing is, Maurice, still, this is aside from you, and I'm not blaming you for this, but you're trading, how do I say this? You're trading a stub toe for a broken foot.
Facts.
You get where I'm going with this? You're trading an annoyance for a liability.
Yeah. Yeah. But we're gonna find out one way or the other.
Yeah.
So I'm not worried. This is Howie season, and I'm expecting him to gonna knock one out the park.
Yeah. Darth Panda says, you guys think Howie should pursue Tyler Linderbaum to replace Cam? Also, 3 tight ends on the team will be free agents. So tight end would be a big hole to fill. I think they're going to draft at least 2 of those guys. Actually, I see. You know what I see? I see them drafting one guy, signing another guy as an undrafted free agent, and bringing in a veteran. That's honestly what I see them doing. But as far as the Tyler Linderbaum thing, bro, they just gave Cam money last offseason. You think Cam is going somewhere? He's not going anywhere.
No.
He's not going anywhere.
They'll figure it out. Either he'll get healthy or Jeff Stoutland better step up and do what he got to do.
Exactly, man. Anyway, that's our show, man. I feel like we talked about so much in this hour and a half, man.
We did, man. We did.
And it's always good being with you, my man. Always, man.
I gotta get with you because I gotta do some tests, man. I might need your help.
Yeah, for sure. Just let me know, man. Just let me know. I'll set some time aside and we'll whatever you need.
I'm still messing with Streamlabs, so trying to figure out how to get it because Streamlabs lets you put like the alerts and stuff like that on screen,
right?
Where StreamYard doesn't do that. So I'm looking, but it's kind of tagged into my interface and it's different. So I'm trying to. I was streaming the other night, and I had people hit me up on Twitter like, "Yo, you're going on 2 different channels right now at the same time."
Word.
So
Like
I don't know how that happened.
Like two different streams, but on your one channel.
Yep.
Oh shoot.
Yep. So I don't know what happened or how it happened, but I'm like, I wanted to do it tonight because I've transferred over the overlay, this overlay,
Uh-huh.
a whole bunch of stuff, and I was like, nah, not gonna do it tonight. Not on the show that's established because I don't want to mess nothing up. So we'll figure it out.
I feel you on that.
We'll figure it out.
Yeah, for sure. Let me know when you need me, man, and I'll set that time aside. So,
all right, man, that's the show, bro.
That is our show. Make sure you guys smash that like button. Make sure you guys are staying engaged in the comment section. Hey, listen, man. Make sure you guys stay away from those bubble blowing bubble babies. Okay. All right. On top of that, y'all, we appreciate it, man. We don't take it for granted. Make sure you guys are subscribed to Pro Fan Talk. Make sure you guys are subscribed to Chalk It Up Sports. I really do appreciate you guys' patience. I know you guys haven't been getting the solo live streams like you've been used to getting. Still getting used to this new schedule I have with this new job opportunity that I've been working with, and I'm grateful for the job opportunity. It's definitely done a lot for me and my family. So I've just been trying to balance the new with the established, if that makes sense to you guys. So appreciate y'all for locking in as always. He's Coach Markus Thomas. Y'all know the vibes. I'm your guy, Tone DeShields II. This has been the Bald Eagles Podcast. As always, fly Eagles fly, and we out of here.
Go Birds.
In the city of Philly, where the birds take flight, Eagle swag on the rise each and every night. Tone and Markus got the scoop ready to ignite. From the lanes of South Street to the Broad Street lights. Dashing like a running back, hitting every play. Blind guys in the zone, never led astray. Talking touchdowns, talking game day. Huddle around the mic, hear what they gotta say. Fly like an eagle soaring in the sky. Tone and Markus always standing by. Bringing their heat, call it do or die. Philly squad, here to